In this demonstration of using the basic Photoshop tools for image manipulation, I'm going to talk about removing red eye and working with the healing brushes, which are located here on your toolbar. If I click and hold, I can reveal the spot healing brush tool, the healing brush tool, the patch tool, and the red eye tool. Let's see what each of these tools do and explore the possibilities for some of your own projects. If I bring up this image, you can see there's a few things that we could do if this was a larger image. I've just got a piece of it and it's zoomed in to focus on some of the elements that we could change to improve this image. We could remove the red eye, we could remove this blemish, there's a little bit of a spot there in the eye, and there's also a bit of redness on the side of the eye. All of these things can be adjusted through the magic of the red eye and the healing brush tools. To begin, let's start by removing the red eye. Under the spot healing brush tool, you will find the red eye tool. With the red eye tool selected, you kind of have to estimate. Let me choose the original layer, and you have to estimate what the pupil size will be. And sometimes it's just, trial and error, and then how much you want to darken it. So a good place to start is about 50% of darkening. If you do too much, then the pupil is going to look too dark and it's going to look unreal. It's going to look almost as if the character were possessed on the screen. So you don't really want that. A good place to start is about 50%, and the pupil size, well, we'll just do a test here and see if we're close. So if I click, it magically knows where the red area is, and our pupil size looks just a little bit large, but in general, if I back up and look at the eye, I think it did a pretty good job. And if we click on the other eye, it just magically removes the red eye. So the next thing that we're going to want to do is remove this blemish. And one of the best ways to remove the blemish is using the spot healing brush. So I'll click and hold and find the spot healing brush here. And I'm going to choose a little bit of a smaller brush because the area that we want to cover up is really quite small. So I'm going to choose a little bit smaller brush. And then the hardness is we want to cover up this spot completely. Not 50%, not 20%, but we really would like to just with one drop cover this spot up. So I'm going to keep the hardness set to 100%, return to my image, and what the spot healing brush attempts to do is it looks at the nearest neighbors of pixels and it attempts to mimic what is nearby. So if I click now on the spot, it removes that little blemish quickly and easily, and it's a very quick, it's almost too much of a cheat, really, it seems, because it is such a smart tool in the way that it samples nearby patterns and fills that area with the nearby pattern. The next thing I'd like to do is remove this little spot that's in the eye here. And to do this, I'm going to use the healing brush. The healing brush is a little bit like the clone stamp tool in that you sample an area nearby that you would like to have that area that needs to be healed look like. And to do that, I'm going to hold down the Alt key. And when I hold down the Alt key, notice how my cursor changes to the target pipper, targeting the area that I want to make the change look like. So if I hold down the Alt key, I get the target pipper, and then I click with my mouse. And that has given me this sample area. Now I'm going to choose a small brush, which I have already chosen here. A small brush of size 9, and the hardness, I don't want to cover this up. I don't want it to be too white. And what's interesting about this healing brush is that it also is very smart. It takes into account the nearby area and tries to mimic as much as possible the nearby area without overdoing it. So then I can click and heal that area with ease. And now I have removed that strange spot in the eye. It could have been even a speck on the lens of the camera when the photo was taken. Finally, the last problem that I see in this image that we could take care of is this bit of redness here that's on the side of the eye. Now, the patch tool is a combination of a healing brush and the lasso tool. With my source, the area that I want to heal selected, I can move with a free hand with the mouse, similar to the lasso tool, and select the area that I'd like to heal. Now notice when I move the cursor over that area, notice how the cursor changes. And it changes in such a way that visually tells me that if I click and drag this area to a similar nearby area that looks better or looks like what I would like that area to look like, it's going to add that area in. So if I click and drag this, it's going to sample the nearby pattern of the skin and put it inside that source. You can see the difference now when I deselect, that we have removed some of the redness to the side of the eye. And this demonstration is concluded in showing you and introducing you to the spot healing brush, the healing brush, the patch tool, and the redeye tool.